You're listening to a CNA podcast.
In the final climax of old King Kong films, the giant gorilla climbs to the top of the Empire State Building in New York City, the highest point in the world. He's this powerful beast, yet casts a lonely figure against the backdrop of a vast, unfriendly city. A wild creature suspended above a world that doesn't understand him. Kong had been taken from his jungle home and put on display as an attraction. And it's a story that resonates with a real-world tale of an ape high up a man-made structure. Like New York, the capital of Thailand has an impressive skyline, and Bangkok also has its own gorilla. Her name is Bua Noi. In Thai, it means little lotus, and she lives on top of her own tall building, the seventh story of a department store, above the manic traffic, colour and chaos of Bangkok. But unlike Kong, Bua Noi did not climb up here. She was placed up there nearly 4 decades ago and never allowed back down. A lot has changed since 1987. It was the year I was born. The Cold War was still ongoing. The Berlin Wall was still standing. Ronald Reagan was the American president. The world now has fundamentally changed, but Bua Noi's has stayed much the same. The same enclosure, the same walls, and a sheet of glass between her and the world. At that time in Bangkok, many neighbourhoods were still semi-rural. The city has grown upward and outward. Bua Noi has stayed exactly where she was. And for most of these years, she's been alone. Maybe once she was Thailand's most famous animal. Now she's been long forgotten. The zoo owners have always maintained that Bua Noi was obtained legally and that they have the paperwork to back it up. But animal activists claim otherwise. I'm Jack Board, a senior correspondent for CNA. I've been based in Southeast Asia for more than a decade, covering environmental, climate and politics across the region. And I live in Bangkok. In this 3-part series, I'm going to tell you Bua Noi's story, how she managed to make it all the way here, all those years ago, about her existence in a zoo on top of what is now a shell of a building, and about the warring parties involved, including world-famous celebrities, one side fighting to keep her, the other to set her free.
At the back of my mind, is Bua Noi still there? Or she's still up there? What's she doing up there?
I mean, it would be pretty sad if that animal dies on the top of that shopping mall.
We do hope that she could survive with this condition forever.
Walking into Pata Zoo is a bit like stepping back in time. It feels like you're stuck in the 90s. The decor, the design, the heyday of this place feels long past. Taking the elevator up here, I see a shopping mall that's now completely deserted. Everything is dark, boarded up. The zoo is the only business left standing on the 6th and 7th floors. Inside, I'm greeted first by colourful tropical birds gnawing at their metal cages. There's loud music playing, children huddle to pet baby goats in a pen. A fountain adorned with plastic plants sprays mist over the area. And despite that, it's hot up here on the top floor of the building, which is open to the sky. The plastic shades do little to block out Bangkok's normally oppressive sun. And it smells. The animals that live up here in cramped cages, the macaques, lemurs, sun bears, orangutans, capybaras and turtles. It's a menagerie. And to me, it feels miserable. There's a group of visitors waiting for the main attraction. It's probably why Pata keeps its doors open. She's hidden from view in a separate enclosure that the zoo calls VIP. Through a small waiting room, our group steps into Bua Noi's world. an elderly, solitary gorilla lives behind a large sheet of glass, her area about the size of a small basketball court. It's air-conditioned with some rope swings, there's tyres, and it's bound by concrete and steel. Bua Noi wanders out as the group of humans gather. She's an incredible creature, expressive, powerful, deeply intelligent. But at this moment, she seems to not want any attention. She turns away to face the wall and starts to urinate on the floor. It trickles away and she lies down and picks at a leaf, her eyes dim. After a few minutes, the crowd loses interest and wanders off through a maze of other small cages, the secondary attractions. And Bua Noi stays alone, at least until the next group arrives. Colin Seitzma is an American filmmaker. A few years ago, he travelled to Bangkok after hearing about Bua Noi.
I've always been fascinated with them, and when you get up close and really look at one, you can just tell what their hands look like, how close we are to them.
The elevator up through that dark, empty mall to the rooftop area and what lies there sits deeply in his memory.
The sixth floor is just, I don't want to say scary, but a pretty dull, weird place where they keep most of the reptiles. And, you're trying to look through these glass bins to see if there's a snake, and you can barely see through. Sixth level is a little weird. In the seventh level, it's obviously very small. I guess I expected to see more of the gorilla, and she was just kind of sitting there, didn't move that much. Seemed like she was in good, healthy condition, but there was mildew pretty much everywhere. It was just felt very dirty to me in a lot of ways. And I think the one thing that really I always thought about is like this animal, Bua Noi, hasn't touched grass in 35 years, and how sad that was for a social animal like itself not to have another gorilla and then not to be able to be in the jungle, in the grass, have that foliage around you, which they're so used to. It's one of the most egregious cases, 35 years, probably a little bit more now, that Bua Noi's been in that cage. And it just turns into a massive rabbit hole.
One of the heroes of Colin's film, indeed one of the main champions of Bua Noi's freedom, is a Thai woman, a person who for decades has been fighting for Bua Noi. Her name is Sinjira Apitan.
To be honest, I am not actually an animal activist. I'm not the crusader. I'm just an ordinary lady with a common sense, with a spiritual heart that sees the gorilla sitting up there is not normal. And we have to do something.
I visit Sinjira at her house in central Bangkok. It's easy to find. Outside in the small front garden is a life-size cardboard cutout of a gorilla. Around one of the trees, she's wrapped a tarpaulin sheet. Hanging off it are paper cutouts of children's hands. They've drawn pictures, written messages for Bua Noi. Phrases like, "Born to be wild" and "You have my hands." Inside, Sinjira pours me tea and she starts to talk about Bangkok, how much it's changed since she was a child. Back when her house sat in the middle of a field and she would fly kites, where apartment blocks now stand. Later, she became a fundraiser for an animal organisation. Somewhere along the way, as Bangkok's concrete jungle replaced the green, her life became quietly, stubbornly tied to this single gorilla living on top of a shopping mall. And her story, deeply connected to Bua Noi and Patazu, began.
At that time, it was very popular. Everybody knows about Bua Noi. People tend to go as a family with young children. Most tourists go and take photos of Bua Noi. Down below the 6th and 7th floors, when I took my children for a ride, we went past that part of the building. It is the only famous high-rise zoo in that area, Pin Cloud. And I said to my children, look, how come this is a gorilla is here? For what reason? It's like seeing a human being in jail, and she doesn't look happy at all. I'm turning 70 now, but for Bua Noi, I saw her when I was like 30 something, and she is still there. Her body, her physical body doesn't change much. A gorilla is a gorilla. She has black fur. But the things that haven't changed is the loneliness in her eyes. Her eyes say a lot.
There are very few people who know Bua Noi well. Pata Zoo is a secretive place. The owner's name is Kanit Serm Sirimongkon. He's the brother of the original founder of the zoo, Winai. I asked Indira if she'd met with Kanit before during her years of advocating for Bua Noi's release. She had, many years earlier, before that campaigning eventually turned ugly.
We could talk in a friendly manner. When we first started the campaign, I even had a good lunch with Kanit. We had a good conversation. We have never been enemy from how I feel. I just want to help him to be free from this situation of what should I do with Bua Noi. So we are here to help him. The best memory I remember about Bua Noi is when I asked permission from the owner of Bua Noi, Kun Kanit, to sing her a song. It's never been allowed before to someone to go into the cage or talk to her face to face. I couldn't go into the cage, of course, but I asked him to climb up the ladder and my voice could go through. Bua Noi was kind of excited. Who's there? Oh, who's trying to help me, maybe? And then I sang the song from Plum Village song, meditation song, which is breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. I am blooming as a flower. I am fresh as a dew. I am solid as a mountain. I am firm as the earth. I am free, I am free, I am free. And Bua Noi just kind of, that's it. She kind of, and then she climbed down and sit and looking at me with her eyes. So I think we have some connection with her eyes telling me something. That is what I want, to be free. I was lucky. I don't think he would allow me to do that again after the campaign.
In a 2010 article in The Guardian, Kanit is quoted as follows. His words are read by a voice actor.
There are no rules or regulations to say how much space each animal needs. It's not about space. It's about the way in which you treat the animals. The space that we provide to the animals is enough for them to freely move around and to exercise. The zoo has a vet to take care of the animals, and we have many species of animals successfully breeding, which shows the animals are healthy and well managed.
He added that the zoo was a place for people to reconnect with nature. And from this interview with the Bangkok Post, more recently in 2020.
Want to send her back to nature? We should think about the animals' qualities of life in the jungle. They are under threat from disease like AIDS and Ebola, as well as civil war and protests. I won't send Bua Noi to another country. She's a treasure of Thais. I never thought to keep her on the rooftop forever, but it's hard to find a partner to invest during slow economic growth. Now, people understand that we are doing our best to take care of Bua Noi. We extend our license every 5 years. If we are doing anything wrong, they can close our zoo at any time.
When we tried to contact Pata Zoo to request an interview or a statement, we were turned down. But one person who does know, or at least did know Bua Noi, is her former vet. After a lot of back and forth, eventually he agreed to speak, albeit briefly. My colleague Mai went to a busy shopping centre to meet Dr. Pantep Ratanakon. Dr. Pantep is 71 now. Around the time Bua Noi arrived in Bangkok, he wasn't specialised to deal with wildlife. That kind of expertise didn't really exist outside of government facilities in Thailand at the time. But he knew a bit about exotic species, so he was brought in to check on Bua Noi before she went into Pata.
Bua Noi is the second gorilla in Thailand because before that I have a male one which I already take care and quite familiar with them. So it's not very strange for me to have the second one, and I'm close to her for a while because at that time she's still young.
He says he would be called on to check on Bua Noi if she was sick, but he didn't glean that much about her character. To him, she seemed the same as any other gorilla, even though there really aren't many in this part of the world.
I think she is quite the same as other gorillas. Nothing changed from gorilla to man because as you can see or observe gorilla in the wild or even though in other zoo, their behavior look the same, right? Because they have the typical things to do and what they like or dislike, right? I think because she arrived here since she was young and she get a very good keeper to be like a partner, a companion, and they trust each other and they will take care and get very good food as well as environment and enrichment. So I think they're quite comfort with this small world because at first they don't really want to keep this animal at this zoo because they plan to have a very big zoo but on the ground, and it is just in transit for that. But the owners passed away, so the projects collapsed. So that's why she's still there.
For me, that was an interesting point that I hadn't really heard before. Maybe Pata Zoo was never meant to be like this world of small cages high above the ground, above what is now an empty shell of a shopping mall. But something had gone wrong. Vinay had died, and the money might have dried up. We can't verify if it's true, but even Kanit admitted he didn't want to keep Bua Noi on a rooftop forever. Regardless, now, in Dr. Pantep's mind, she's in the right place.
For more than 30 years now, she be in this atmosphere, this environment like this. This is a protected her from various pathogens and pollutants. And she can survive quite happy with these things, right? If we change everything, we don't know whether she can adapt to the new environment. It may cause stress, it may cause disease or whatever, we don't know. And she's getting old. The adaptation to the new place, new keeper, new food, we don't know. Because it's like an old lady have to change their home, change their nurse or caretaker. Difficult. I used to take care of her. We try very much to provide the best welfare for her, the best that we can do. And we do hope that she could survive with this condition forever.
In the next episode, I retrace Bua Noi's journey from deep Africa to the land of smiles and explore how endangered wildlife continues to be brought into Asia today.
It's big money. I mean, these guys make big money.
I mean, I would argue if I were a career criminal, I would be involved in wildlife trafficking.
We don't want to keep them in a cage to show our children and make them laugh. We need them in a forest where they evolve to play a really critical role.
Behind the Glass was researched and written by me, Jack Board, edited by Tiffany Ang, sound designed by Ken Delbridge. Our social media editor is Joanne Chan.